What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvidia, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm also going to break down some big news that just came out with European sales for Tesla, which declined, which is part of why Tesla's down a bit for today. But despite this happening, it's not necessarily the end of the world because Tesla is still holding some very, very key supports. So I'm going to break down more information about what's happening with Tesla and also other tickers out there. But let me mention that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you are guaranteed 7 free stocks. And the offer ends very soon, just about 6 days from now. Anyways, when it comes to the way that Tesla is moving thus far, I just want to make it very clear that we're approaching some key supports. Right here, we have this 180 area very close to our 0.6 retracement from a Fibonacci standpoint. And Tesla is a little bit lackluster right now because we got some bad data. The European sales declined year over year. And because European sales are looking weaker, that's why Tesla's underperforming. Tesla could have attempted to try to hold support and try to rebound, but now with some bad data, that's acting as a negative catalyst. So Tesla is looking a little bit lackluster, but moving forward, things could change for Tesla depending on the FOMC minutes and Nvidia's earnings. So I will be paying attention to those later on for the day. As a reminder for today, I want to make it very clear that at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the 17-week bill auction coming out. At 1 p.m., we have the 20-year bond auction. So look for some volatility at those times. But each of those catalysts are going to be a little bit less significant than what's coming after that. And it's going to be at 2 p.m. We have the FOMC minutes. The minutes is going to be very important. This might cause a big move in the markets. So get ready for that. This might also have a big effect on Tesla. So I'll be watching for that as well. Now, looking at some headlines coming out for Tesla, what's actually causing Tesla to dip is this right here. Tesla has big problems in China. It might have a new one in Europe too. That's what a lot of headlines are saying. It's making all the news right now. So what happened was when it comes to the Chinese sales, I just want to make it very clear that the Chinese sales this week were not too bad. We actually saw a slight increase in Tesla's Chinese sales. So from May 11th, from May 1st to the 12th, we had about 16,900 sales. And then we have about 30,000 registrations in total from May 1st to May 19th. So for the last couple of days, we got quite a few new registrations for the last week. We got over 14,000 of them, which is not bad whatsoever. However, despite that happening, these sales are not as strong as previous periods we've seen where Tesla was doing over 18 to 20,000. Despite that, despite their Chinese sales not being the strongest, they're not extremely horrible, but they're not the strongest either. I would say that this is still showing some signs that demand is still not the strongest in China, and Tesla still has some hardships to be dealing with. So with that happening, and also the competitive nature of many of these Chinese companies continuing to just surge in these price wars and such, it's a little bit more negative for Tesla. I just want to make that very clear. Registrations in China were not that bad though. What was not the best was the European sales. We actually got the lowest since January 2023, unfortunately, and this just came out. So with this happening, we had about 13,951 vehicles sold in April. On top of this, you guys can see that there was about a 2.3% decline from a year ago, and its lowest number since January 2023. However, one thing worth noting is that with other things going on, what was encouraging is the fact that for battery electric vehicle sales, those were actually up about 14%. So this is showing that right now, other industries are kind of competing with Tesla. Despite the fact that EV sales did go up for the month, the overall sales for Tesla did decline a bit year over year. So not the best of news for them. On top of this, Musk did also say during the first quarter earnings call that the second quarter is going to be a lot better, despite the issues that they have to kind of deal with because of production and such. But once again, things are still very optimistic longer term. So we'll see how things go, at least for the second quarter. We still have time left, especially as June comes. Sales do tend to increase in June, especially during the summertime. So we'll see. I just want to make it very clear that right now, the European sales are not the best, and that's part of why Tesla's a little bit down. So what do I see for the share price? Unfortunately, with this bad data, we have resistance now at 182. We have support currently. The strong support is going to be very close to this 180 area. 179.31 to 180 is going to be our support. And we have 182 as resistance. That's where our 50 EMA happens to be. Right now, Tesla's kind of shuffling down here. It might continue to do so for some time. Looking a little bit weak. But we could attempt to see it move in the opposite direction, either off FOMC, the FOMC minutes, or off Nvidia's earnings. So we'll just have to wait and see. This might take a while, guys. We might be stuck in this range for a couple of hours, sadly. So we'll have to give Tesla some time. Technically speaking, Tesla was trying to bounce, but unfortunately, when bad data comes, there's nothing we can really do about that. So that sometimes gets in the way, and that's because Tesla's very news dependent. It's also, excuse me, it's also very important to note that as far as Tesla moves, sometimes it's very difficult to predict everything Tesla will do because the news headlines could come out all the time and really affect it. But for now, as far as the share price goes, we're approaching our key support right here in this 180 area. We might shuffle for now, and then we could be looking for a bounce later on if we get a decent FOMC minutes report and also if Nvidia does well in earnings. So I'll be waiting for those to come out at least for now. But for SPY, right now, SPY is holding up relatively well. We're testing 531 as resistance. We have a nice cup and handle like structure, so technicals do look a bit more bullish. And I do favor this attempting to break to new all-time highs. Another thing that we could do is to kind of take a little trend line like this, kind of draw it out from right here. You guys can see how well it's been holding up in my personal opinion. So not bad whatsoever, at least from SPY. SPY has been holding up quite well. And there is, once again, a nice trend to the upwards direction off this cup and handle that does favor it. It's going to try to break the all-time high. We may have to wait until the FOMC minutes to really get that move, so just be very patient. If we end up losing the trend line, I'll be watching 530 as support, 529.5, and then 528. But overall, the trend is still bullish. We're still on an uptrend, and SPY is still holding up very well. So I'll be watching to see how things go from here. For Nvidia, it reached our price target of this 960 area, but now we're kind of declining a bit, just trading sideways. It's not bad, guys. It's just trading sideways in the range for now. But there is still potential for a massive move that's coming once we get earnings. So once again, guys, don't worry about where Nvidia is right now. We're going to be looking for a very, very big move. We could be pushing to new all-time highs and breaking past 1,000 today, or we could be getting a big rug pull. I personally am in the middle, so we'll see what happens with earnings after the market closes. For the QQQ, we're doing relatively well. We actually broke past our all-time high, once again holding up very, very well. And you can see it's actually still doing a great job showing some strength relative to others out there. We're going to be looking for a test of some new resistance. We're currently testing the zone I had marked over here. This is basically very close to this 456.5 zone, like right about here. If we break through this, we'll be looking at 457 and 458. And our next support is going to be down to 455.5. It is possible we decline a bit towards 455.5 to retest this previous resistance becoming support right here. We could actually decline just a bit right here and try to bounce. So I'll be watching to see how this ends up moving forward. For Apple's on a very, very nice uptrend right over here. We have resistance currently at this 192.5 area and also 193.5. And we have support currently at 192 and 191.42. But overall, Apple is still showing strength. It's slowly on an uptrend, still holding it very well. So I see some more upside potential. We'll have to give this some time. For more tickers out there, I just want to say that Coinbase did what we predicted. It kind of dipped a bit before trying to bounce. We did come down to our 50 EMA at this 220 zone before trying to rebound a bit. I did call this out, and that is what played out. For Amazon, we're showing a little bit of strength. We ended up testing 185. We did decline back down to 183. Now we're just kind of shuffling in this range for now, but we'll look for a big reaction once we get the FOMC minutes. And the same thing can be said about Meta, as Meta is trying to rebound exactly as we predicted. Going to be looking for a test of this imbalance at 472. So far, it's building some strength. Other tickers like Microsoft are still pumping to new highs right over here, approaching 432 is our resistance. We could actually just shuffle up there. AMC and GameStop are kind of weak. GameStop is just barely holding support, so I was hoping the inverse shoulders could play out, but it's kind of failing right now. So we'll see. If we lose 19 on GameStop, we're dropping to 17. If we hold above 20, we continue to hold this for some time, we could rebound to 24, so we'll have to wait and see. AMC is a little bit weak right now. We're watching 4.47 as support. If we do bounce and try to break past 5, we could rebound, but we're not ready yet. We're just kind of shuffling in the 4.5 area, so we'll just give it some time. With that being said, I just want to say I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you all so much for listening. Have an absolutely incredible rest of the day, and we'll see what happens, at least with us moving forward. With that being said, as far as Tesla goes, Tesla's just continued to shuffle, looking a little bit weaker than what we were hoping for because of some bad sales that came out from Europe. So the best thing we can do is just remain optimistic and positive and wait and see how things improve moving forward. All right, thank you for listening. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you guys in just a couple of hours. Tesla may continue to shuffle, but get ready for the FOMC minutes. That's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, causing a nice move, which could affect Tesla a bit more. So we'll wait and see how things go to see if that helps Tesla rebound a bit or not. All right, once again, see you guys soon, and peace out.